at this moment, the negotiations by the governments are with the good advice of the private sector and all the people who are involved directly in the execution of the policies. We have initiated and encouraged investments throughout last year, and it will be even more so. And the decisions of the COP will enable us, hopefully, to accelerate the efforts that we have to do mutually. There's no longer the old paradigm that the government is versus the economy. It is the government and the economy facilitating the private sector, as the corporates in the sectors are partners of the government, are partners of the growing segment of the whole country. So it is with that spirit that we hope everybody participates fully in this event. And thank you, Minister, for presenting the President here to say a few words. Thank you.
Businesses not only to join initiative at an international level, but also to make individual commitments by setting their own targets and taking concrete steps to promote adaptation and mitigation. The platform called NASCA, for Non-State Actor Zone for Climate Action, has been set up to identify and highlight the commitments made by non-state actors in the framework of the action agenda. So far, over 1,150 businesses and 340 investors have registered their commitments on this platform, and I would like to encourage businesses to continue taking action and register their initiative directly. The Action Day last Saturday was also a chance for us to collectively send a powerful signal to the world, showing that the transition to a low-carbon economy is not only underway, but it is also desirable and profitable. I would also like to highlight Indonesia's involvement in the action agenda, for example, through its initiative to promote geothermal energy as a member of the Global Geothermal Alliance.
Preventive measures for the spread of the emissions. There is, among others, is the moratorium on new licenses to convert primary natural forests and peatlands, the management of forest fires that we have been suffered under, and in particular, we would like to embark upon the methods of prevention of those forest fires, because it is a well-known fact that you cannot really douse a forest fire after it is reached. We are now implementing and evaluating what we have started and have made the science. In September 2015, Indonesia submitted its intended nationally determined contributions, and together with 160 such countries, it has been now aggregated into a policy.
Investors and from businesses. Truly, there has been a turning point in the private sector climate conversation. Increasingly, business recognize the risk inherent to climate change, political risk, physical risk, asset risk, and liability risk. This risk has changed the action dynamic. From a business perspective, there are more reasons to act than ever before, and the cost of inaction may be too great to bear. Climate change is proving to be an existential threat to people, planet, and prosperity. So we must ensure this turning point transforms how the world does business. To minimize risk and maximize opportunity, we must stabilize the climate and safeguard the natural capital that underpins the global economy. We must transfer global growth to a new low emissions and highly resilient model that can be sustained over generations. It is impossible to discuss the Paris Agreement without acknowledging the transboundary context of the negotiations are right now taking place here. Consider the announcement in the run-up to Paris and here at COP21 that connect the COP21 outcomes to an inevitable and irreversible transformation. For example, last Monday, 20 countries committed to doubling their clean energy research and development budgets, and 28 investors responded by forming the Breakthrough Energy Coalition to invest patient capital in early-stage technology resulting from this era year. In October, 81 American companies with more than $3 trillion in annual revenue and a combined market capitalization of over $5 trillion
told about a new technology, a plant called the sugar palm plant, which was, it seemed to us, to be the perfect answer for Indonesia's and the world's problems. But the problem was that the regulatory and legal framework was not conducive to reforestation on a biodiverse model. Now, as a businessman, as a capitalist, I know what the minimum requirements are to incentivize and attract private capital, private funds into different endeavors, different undertakings. And that is where I, through my experience, was able to come to the conclusion that the government regulations, the regulations of the Indonesian government at the time, did not incentivize, in fact, actually was quite hostile to the sort of investments that have to be made to restore the environment and to restore degraded forests.
What we call the Indonesia Vision 2050. IBCSD together with CADIN, or the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, has produced this document. And actually it is not a development, a blueprint development of Indonesia, because IBCSD is supporting the government. Indonesia Vision 2050 is actually a business agenda developed by a coalition of people with business perspectives and interests that have the same vision for a sustainable business operation in Indonesia towards 2050. These voices of Indonesian businesses have analyzed strategic sectors in Indonesia group within certain elements, namely human development, society development, economy, marine, agriculture, forest, energy and power, tourism and cultural diversity, infrastructure, transport, ICT and connectivity, as well as resources efficiency and waste management. Looking at the elements of expected impacts of each strategic sectors, the study has concluded that the joint vision for Indonesia 2050 is Indonesia 2050, global economic power supported by sustainable natural resources utilization and optimum development of human resources quality. This is the answer to the climate resilience of Indonesia, but we have to vision this at the earliest occasion, like now. The journey to achieve this vision will not be an easy way and will require collaboration between private sector and other relevant stakeholders. Why? Because we have also been experiencing what is happening now in Indonesia, the forest fires and other things, and that has created gaps among the stakeholders. So we should all be burdened with guiltiness about this. However, it is now time to avoid playing the blame game and instead move forward to craft a long-term